If you want to be the first millionaire in your family, you found the right channel for the guidance. However, I do want to tell you, talk to a financial professional in your area who is licensed. Investing comes with risk. Donald Trump just recently passed officially and signed the big, beautiful bill. Whether you like it or love it or hate it, that's totally up to you. This is not about the politics. This is about how smart investors are going to make a killing off of this one by getting into crypto, the right crypto, and getting into stocks, the right stocks. So that's what I'm going to talk about today as to what I see the right ones to be. Here's a hint. XRP $3 bets are now dominating the trading volume after the bill has been passed. Does this mean that XRP is definitely going to $3? The answer is there's no definite or no guarantees in the stock market or crypto market. So always remember that. But now you can see that people think that it's going to push up. I'm going to give you the exact prices that I'm looking at with these stocks and crypto and where the institutions are buying it, because I'm telling you time and time again, people often buy and they think they're buying a dip, but then the dip keeps dipping. They think they're going to buy it and then it's going to run and then it's just being volatile, going up and down. They don't know when to get into it appropriately. And if you found my channel, you found the exact right channel to learn when to get in certain things and when to get out. XRP is currently $2.23. We've been calling this one accurately time and time again. There was like one, if not two times where I was off by like a penny. However, that's a really good track record. So let's look at this one. At 223 on the weekly time frame, what we can see, and for those of you who are new, you can look at different time frames, the year, the month, the week. You want to look at the weekly and the month time frame to see where the lowest point is. The institutions are the ones that set those lowest points. How do they do it? They see it coming down, they say, we're gonna buy it right here. Boom, and then they go and load up on it. On the week, it's 215. If you are looking to establish a position in XRP, I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell, but I can tell you that institutions are starting to load in at 215 on the week. However, if you have even more patience than that, you go to the monthly time frame and you can see that they were loading it at 191. Now you could do what's called a limit order. If you don't know what that is, that's your homework today. And then what institutions do is they set their limit orders around that price on the month if they're patient and on a week if they're trying to get in soon. Why might you be interested in something like an XRP or even crypto in general? Well, I can't tell you what to be interested in, but I can show you what's going on. What happens when the government is spending money? We just talked about this big, beautiful bill, right? And again, if you are upset about the bill or whatever, you got all of the right in the world to be, but this is not about that. This is how we as smart investors are looking for opportunities in the market to make money. Meanwhile, everybody else is going to be doing whatever they're doing. We're focusing on the paper over here, family. That's how I'm getting down. If that's how you getting down, say me in the chat so I know I'm talking to the right people. What happens when the government spends money? People feel confident to spend more money and to invest. Now, I'm going to give you some examples of that. When they got the stimulus package from 2020 and 2021, Bitcoin went from 5,000 to 60,000. The money always trickles back up to the investors. It always trickles back up to the super rich. I had said this in a previous video. And some knucklehead, where my notepad at? Hold up. Bop, bop, bop. Board of Education, family. Some knucklehead said, Keenan, you think you must be young, man. You saying that the stock market and money is gonna trickle down from the rich to the poor? I'm like, no, knucklehead. I said it's gonna trickle up because we know Aunt Peaches and Cousin Ray Ray and Pookie, we know all of them. What they're gonna do is when they get that money, when they get any kind of more like a tax benefit or they get any lawsuit or whatever, they're gonna spend it on things like on Amazon, like on new bags, like financing new cars. We know that. So what does that mean? The money don't trickle down from the billionaires to you. It trickles up from the people who don't really have money all the way to a central location, which is generally the people who are super rich. But how are they getting the money to trickle to them? They're getting it to trickle because they own the things that people want to buy. So we want to own the companies that people want to spend money with. XRP is not a company in terms of it's just a cryptocurrency. However, there is a company behind it called Ripple, but XRP is one of those cryptocurrencies that can benefit from a lot of spending because again, guess what Ray Ray and Pookie and Aunt Peaches want? They want to get rich fast. So then they're gonna often buy into things that they hear are, oh, this thing is going to the moon, and they're going to buy into it. But we don't want to buy into it when they buying it. We want to buy into it when the institutions are buying it. And then when they come buying it, then it goes up in price. This is just how it goes, family. If you feel good about it or feel bad about it, that's totally up to you. But this is just the way of the world. And if you can see the world for what it is, then you could benefit from the understanding that you have of the market, but not just the market, human psychology. There's another time that the crypto market got pumped up other than the pandemic and the stimulus checks, because more people had more money and it trickled right back up to the top. And this is the US debt ceiling was raised. So you might have heard that the United States got trillions and trillions of dollars of debt. Well, that's like the United States spending money on a credit card, but the credit card maxed out. So rather than paying that debt down, they call up who they got to call up and say, yo, we need some more debt. We maxed out at 30 trillion. Can we get 35? Can we get 36? And then they just increase the limit on the credit card. So now they just spending more. And guess what? This pumps up the cryptocurrency market. So, and it says it right here, during that debt ceiling raise, there was fears that the dollar was going to become worthless. There were fears that inflation was going to be out of control and people will pump money into cryptocurrency to try to protect it. So that makes sense too. So we are interested, we as in me, I can't tell you what to buy or sell, in buying crypto. And since I've been interested in it for so long and making money, family, even just this year, in one of my accounts, I'm up $90,000 in these crypto, 60%. The other one, I'm up $70,000 in crypto. Family, we cooking right now. So this is why I'm showing you why I'm interested in getting into crypto, but not just crypto, also some stocks. So the big, beautiful bill, like I said, when they raise these debt ceilings, when the government is spending money like crazy and they're trying to enrich every citizen, right? That sounds so good. But the truth is, every citizen isn't going to get enriched. And even if they did, the money would trickle back up to the top. What do I mean by that? If I was to give you $20,000 today, maybe you would do something good with it. But imagine I was to give that one cousin you got, that one uncle you got, that one whoever you have in your family, if I was to give them 20,000, do you think they would have 20,000 a year from now or more? Or do you think they would have less? Family, let me know in the comments. If I gave your Aunt Peaches or your Uncle Pookie or whoever 20 G's, do you think they would have more in a year or they would have less in a year? Because we know that often they are consumers and consumers are going to consume. It's just how it go. The government, they're trying to do one better than what I just said. They're trying to give everybody an opportunity to pay less taxes, is what they're telling us. But we know that's not always the truth. The truth is the money, however it's going to go, it's going to trickle up. So I want to be on the upside and be the one to collect it. Let's look at another stock that's going to give us an opportunity like that, potentially, right? No guarantees. However, this one, we've been on point with this one too, and it's called Big Bear AI. It's coming right back down to an area where institutions are starting to buy it. I had mentioned this in a previous video. There are about two buy zones. The first one is about 630 to 650 if you have your patience. The next one is about 730 to 750 if you want to get in sooner. Again, use a stop loss. If you don't, then I want you to join KGU, Keenan Grace's University, and I'm telling you, opportunity is knocking on your door. And this is what I'm gonna tell you right now. Sign up for 1 year of that. The discount is gonna give you $200 off. And I'm telling you right now, if you invest the time into this, this is gonna change your life. This is literally gonna change your life, the way you see money, the way that you see trading and everything. The opportunity is knocking on your door, and I'm encouraging you to take it. I'll put the link in the top of the description. Don't sign up for bachelors. Don't sign up for the regular doctorates on a month. Sign up for the 1 year and watch your life change, family. Watch your perspective change when you put in the time. And believe in yourself, family. Now, let's get to why I think Big Bear AI could keep pushing up. The first reason is it's a $2.2 billion company, and it's also related to the AI sector. So this one, I do not consider it a long-term hold just yet. This one is a trade. This one is I hold on to it for a little bit, maybe a month, maybe two, maybe a few more, and see if it can graduate, but I have to have a plan of this one. If it's going under the 630s, like under the $6, I gotta let it go. It just is what it is. I gotta let it go, and I gotta buy it back closer to 4. But if it's staying in these levels, then that's when I'm gonna be loading up on it and looking for this one to double, if not triple. So I need the government to hold up their end of it and pump the money into the market, Keenan, but that's gonna cause inflation. We can't do nothing about that. We gotta find the stocks that are gonna pump because of that. I hope that that's making sense. I know it's making sense to a lot of you. We've seen the Robinhood stock. This is another stock that I'm just gonna mention, but I'm not talking about buying Robinhood right now. I'm talking about Webull as a company. Ticker symbol BULL is bull. You can find any of these on any investing app that you're on, and XRP is a crypto. You can find that on Coinbase. Robinhood has pumped up like crazy, right? From like $9 all the way to like $90, and I want to say like a year, if not a little bit longer than a year, but maybe a year and a half. So Webull is basically their next competitor down. Webull has not experienced that pump yet, and there's two reasons. Let's keep it real. Webull is overseas company, like a Chinese company. So you can't exactly think that it's going to be treated the exact same as a Robinhood. But these are investing apps that people use day in and day out, particularly retail investors who are very likely to experience, and not all, but some, experience having some more money in their pocket, and we know where it's gonna go. When they try to invest, they're gonna be on Robinhood, they're gonna be on something like a Webull. Now, Robinhood has already pumped up some, but Webull may also have an opportunity to pump up some as well. But that doesn't mean I wanna buy it at this price that it is right now, at the 13. I bought some at 14, I loaded a little bit. The real buy zone for this one, where the institutions are buying it, is closer to $12, and the next one is $10, but I will be willing to load my bags into this one for an attempt to play it up, but not for a long-term hold at this current point. It could graduate to be there, but I'm looking for it to make some money for me on a pump up, because I see Robinhood pumping up, I see the government pumping money into the market, I see Pookie, Ray, Auntie, Peaches, everybody is trying to get into investing. Some of them are gonna end up on Robinhood, some of them are gonna end up on Webull, some of them are gonna end up on Moomoo. But now what I see is they're pumping money into these apps. And then here's a kicker right here. The Robinhood app, and I told you this in a previous video, they recently made it such that they will buy a privately held company. That means you can't buy it on the stock market. They'll buy some of it, like SpaceX, like OpenAI, which is ChatGPT. And traditionally, you need $250,000 to be able to be an accredited investor so that you can invest into these companies. So the average everyday person ain't got money like that. So then they can't invest in the ChatGPT, aka OpenAI. They can't invest into SpaceX or something of that nature. So they just got to sit on their hands and just wait for it to go public and try to catch the IPO. But Robinhood, what they recently did was they bought shares of those companies privately, because Robinhood has more than 250K. And now they made tokenization levels of that stock that they have so that you could buy it from Robinhood. You could buy the token, which represents a share of that privately held company. So Robinhood's saying, look, we own some of it. We're going to allow for you to buy a token from us. And if you got this token from us, then that means you own some of that company. So wait, Webull didn't do this yet, but Webull, hey, quiet as it's kept, they often try to do things that Robinhood is doing because Robinhood is the leader in the space. So then if Webull opens up that opportunity, this is going to give them a boost in their business as well. So why wouldn't they do it if Robinhood is having success by tokenizing privately held companies and then letting people who don't have $250,000 be able to buy it? You're thinking, why can't I do that now, Keenan? They're only letting it happen in Europe for now. But again, Webull might be able to do it too. So we want to be on the lookout before these things happen and not after. But again, I encourage you, and I'm not even encouraging you, I'm telling you, if you are ready to really lock in for the next year, go sign up for 1 year, a KGU, straight up like that. Get $200 off from doing it. But I want to say only if you are absolutely ready to lock in. I want to help you to change your financial perspective and change your life, family. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll see you in the next one, and take care.